at it, and oh, that's good, you're recording, I forgot. And yeah, and you're just like looking, and you don't understand why and who it is. Because, and then you tell me visitors, like you used to have visitors when you were little, you know, and it just came from you right away
Mhm.
without any, like, because in consultations don't go deep,
Mhm.
but stuff still comes to me.
Mhm.
And it's like you have this, your place with the, I see like a big door, like a big wooden door, it goes into earth.
Okay.
You're like, and I don't know if there's an English earth meme or name. Is there a name like like meme or name? Ugh, nympha. How do you call it in English? Mm, nymph, maybe?
A nymph,
Yeah,
like a wood nymph.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's what I feel. But it came to me like a nurse in nymph, and I can see you. There's a certain area that you're very familiar with, but it's like clay, like brown clay caves and stalactites, and like the stones, the semi-precious stones hanging down like in the shape of those icicles. And you're just like, I see you walk in this kind of floaty energy. It looks like dress, but it's like an energy.
Wow.
And I feel like you belong to, it's like the smell from you, okay? It's like oh my gosh, I don't even know the English word for this. Like this little green, soft, kind of very soft, short, fluffy type material covering the
Moss?
floor.
Moss.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's the smell I smell now. And that's from you. And that's why you were in that environment. Because you're very like earthy, it's like clay and all this, like rocks,
Mhm.
You just like walking, touching them, collecting, or composing something out of them, like art in your head,
Mhm.
But touching plants and talking to them and all this, that's just I feel. I'm
Yes.
telling you,
I
I just
live
don't.
I
Mhm.
live right behind a park. It's called Big Tree State Park. It's got some of the biggest trees in the world right behind my house.
Oh wow, let's go. Wait, is it California or where is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
California.
Literally didn't really take you and use you. You popped out of that creation by them forcing the energy. So the low vibrational energy forced your high vibrational energy out,
Mm.
and you landed on this newly created level, kind of like above after the shell was put over. It's like I
Mm.
see they like cling and it's closed.
Right.
And that's what you feel. You feel like also enclosed. Um,
Mhm.
and that's why if you don't go out or you're forced to stay in, like you try all your life to avoid being constricted. So you want open spaces around you, like horizons, huge, stuff like.
I don't even
So
have I don't even have curtains on my windows.
yeah, you're like me, because
Uh,
I was going to the
Do you see all
ocean
my
the other.
windows?
I see. Oh my gosh, the house is amazing. Yeah, I mean, I always, in the previous apartment, I done the craziest thing. I just cut off all the shades. Like, just literally remove them because I thought it was dangerous for my babies. The loops were hanging down. And
Right.
I just figured, I like everything open. I like all the doors, windows open, all the shades up.
Yeah.
drives people here crazy. But because I was put into and as a merman taken by force from a water planet, I was put into container, and that's precisely why I always wanted to live in Florida and swim every day. Because when I swim, it's like my environment. I can swim for 5 minutes and feel great all day. I just need to deep myself into this, because what they would do when I would try to resist them doing experiments on me, they would drain water. I recently saw it as like a clear vision. It's like pops up. You never know when you're gonna see that stuff. And they would drain the water. I would like, like fish out the water.
Yeah.
And through that they would program myself. You better be behaving next time, because we will deprive you of water. And they would fill it up again. And so
Wow.
that's why I feel like I'm reborn again every time I swim. It's like a drug. I don't need anything. I don't need anything in my life. Just swimming, that's how it feels. It's extreme.
That's how
And
I
that's
feel when I cross country ski. I'm like, I've
mhm.
never been athletic, and then I found skiing, and I'm like, I feel like I go into the 5D energy when I'm skiing.
Yep, I feel the same on ice skates. I used to feel, I mean, I don't, but there's ice skating here too, but it's different than outside.
Yeah.
Outside, because I actually looked at it when I was in Chicago. Why I feel, because it's like swimming.
Mhm.
The
It's still
free
flowy.
movement,
Yeah.
you're open, you're free. Soul wants to be free, and each and every soul, even if the conscious mind doesn't support the knowledge of a soul, subconscious, it knows that we are constricted.
Yeah.
So, in more awakened ones, like us, you know, you want to be open. Like, I would literally sleep on the balcony if I could, you know.
I I sleep outside all summer long.
Well, exactly. See, that's why you came to me, because you feel similar.
Exactly.
My
Oh my
husband
gosh.
closes the shades, I open the shades, I open the windows. He's given up. Now he keeps the doors open. It's like, you know.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. That's awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
would
awesome.
totally do it. And actually, in Ukraine, I used to sleep on the balcony because we put glass windows on the balcony. You can open them and sleep on
Mhm.
the balcony, put a sofa, so it's protected from rain. You close the windows. Here,
Yeah.
they just stay always open. But it's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you just changed what you just did is you changed the how the story goes. You're like a storyteller, you know,
Right.
story of my life. Those beings, you actually made like the wall, and just kind of put it like, here you can't go through this portal anymore. There's a wall here. I changed the storyline for you,
Good.
and then you just continue being there. So basically, I think that you'll just get more knowledge of that life. And what usually happens that you start seeing it in the dreams,
Mhm.
or some people feel like they visit that reality. Like once I discovered it in my session, that I have like I'm always a man, always as my first female incarnation. But I have children. I always felt like I was missing some kids. Like that like you lost some children. And I was playing the game on repeat that I lost a baby in my when I was
Uh,
little.
yeah.
But that's what's gonna happen to you. It's like you're gonna start visiting this world and feeling a sense of nostalgia, tipo, like nostalgic, that's what I started feeling after my session, because the knowledge stimulates the memory, and it opens up with time, and then you have flashbacks out of, especially because you are in meditation all the time. When you're in nature, it's meditation.
Right. Yeah.
So you probably see pictures and feelings and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, I had this guy who was talking to tomatoes all the time. And I remember I was saying in the session, and you know, your conscious mind tells you, like, what the heck are you saying? It's just crazy, stupid. And I'm like, I see you talking to tomatoes. And his wife, like, sitting next to him, he talks to tomatoes. Everybody thinks he's nuts.
I
He's because he
love it.
was growing tomatoes and cucumbers in his garden. But yeah, you're
Mm,
totally like, I see you talking to big flowers, and they're like this beautiful blue color, and they're like the bells. You know, those little flowers that look like bells.
mhm,
Yeah, they look
mhm.
open up like lilies type thing. Um, yeah, and
There's this one area when I cross country ski, it's in like a little valley and no one ever very few people ski there. And I'm like, I swear that I can sense there is so much, there's fairies, there's nymphs, there's just like
yeah,
everything in that space. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's totally you. And the thing is, you know that we like to keep our preserve our space.
Mhm.
Um, because at the end of this life, the most awakened people I've met, and me myself included, you realize you've gone through all these programs, the marriage program, the kids program, you know, the raising them. And at the end, after your first one grows up and starts out of the blue having like conflicts with you for no reason, literally, just because somebody in your family tells him something against you and they just like truly take it over, or the matrix uses them against you. You in that moment, people who used to tell me that, oh no, no, my kids are totally like, they're so, they're towards me. Yeah, but it's for now. That's when, they need your support, and they're like little babies. But then they grow up and the programs kick in, the because they pre-program bodies. Bodies is just like robotic machines that are totally 100% programmable. And then you go through all these programs and you think, well, that's good you had experience, because I actually personally never gave birth to anything. I mean, all I did is just like clicking in my head. I want to have that, whatever. It wasn't necessarily being looking like me, but I see myself like making animals as friends, not on some planets, I see myself not producing or wanting to make babies like alike with my DNA, but like I create a cat for myself to play with, to be my
Uh-huh.
friend.
Mhm.
And so for you, you've probably been through lives where you had like kids, bunch of kids, when you got also tired of it. Because there's also, it's like grains of a crystal. On one hand, something happened to you and you decided to separate yourself from the world because you feel like intruders. You want to stay away from people. You never know what, subconsciously, you know that person can be fine today, but crazy tomorrow. Because during the night, somebody got attached to him, very malevolent being, and that person goes against you all of a sudden. And that is disoriented feeling, causes you to get sick, to get down, to get depressed, and all this. You don't want that roller coaster ride, and that's what people cause roller coaster, emotional roller coaster ride to other people. Why would you go through this? um,
That's really true. Yeah.
so we don't really help each other. We are created with all this diversity in mind to actually, and with a stupid program that we have to, conformity program. And it's like, how can you be like me exactly if I come from different universe with a different set of DNA experiences? Therefore, I decode the reality a different way, because this reality is like a blank thing. Whatever you want it to be is, really.
Mhm.
Oh, well, with AI forcing on you all these events. But you still choose to gain knowledge, not to, and then use knowledge not to participate in the horrible events, or not to gain knowledge and go mainstream with all those people who are. But also, it's not only that. You can't really say that, oh, he chose his, game or his whatever, his life. No, not everybody chooses their lives. A lot of us have the forced on us contracts that we don't remember anything after we're born, and
Mhm.
just go by this crazy contract when you suffer all your life, and then person says, oh, like God or angel help me, and then the minute they say help me, the being, just this huge reptilian or whatever mantis or Nordic comes in the shape of angel or God, and I'll
Right.
help you, but in return of me helping you a little bit here to live, like, let's say, 5 months of peace and no body not hurting, you'll give me a lot of energy, or you'll get even sicker after I help you. How about that? But you don't know all of this.
Right.
That's
Right.
why healers who use angels, they themselves get into trouble a lot. And they a lot of them came to me and say, this hurts, that hurts, check on this, like, but you're healing other people. How can you be
Right.
healing if you're hurting yourself? But see, it's all through knowledge. And that's
Right.
why I searched for a long time. I went through all like American kind of schools and people who do healing,
Mhm.
because my soul told me I'm supposed to heal by talking. And so basically, I know a few people always come to me at the beach just to talk about random stuff, like, look at this thing, shell I found. Or like, I like your shoes. Like, come on, like, but because they want to be in your energy, it probably happens to you too, when they want to be in your energy field for a little bit, because it makes them feel better. They don't know why, but it's subconsciously like drawn towards people.
I
It's just,
never yeah, I never really
but you put up,
acknowledged that. Yeah, I
yeah,
never
you put up like a shield though.
yeah, but
It's little.
over the last year or 2, I've been like, yeah, people are drawn to you, so don't push them away. And so I've been getting better about taking that wall down a little bit.
Yeah. True. Yeah. I mean, it's very hard. It's because honestly, it drove me crazy in the beginning, because you go to the beach, it's huge, right? It's like you don't see the end, but you put your blanket down with your kids, and everybody bunches around you like there's no space everywhere else. So I take my blanket, take it to the more people coming over there. Like, and at some point my kid's like, Mom, maybe you should stop moving because they'll be following you anyway. And it happens to a lot of people. I know how frustrating it is, but they also, unfortunately, in the process, they use your energy for healing themselves. Because
Yeah.
a lot of times, when you find somebody cocooned with a spider on top, in their etheric, you kind of have to touch that cocoon and to burn with your hot palm energy, going the whole, and to talk to that the soul, like, hey, you know that you're in a cocoon, you better burn it out and expand your energy, and like give instructions, but also help energetically.
Mhm.
um
Mm.
with our mind, we can just help, like a friend or whatever. You don't necessarily have to. I don't like this send me good energy and asking for it,
Mhm.
but if a person has a good thought about you, it automatically helps
Right.
it. And this pray for me or meditate for me or send me good energy, like, it just happens automatically. um but it's not that you're given part of you. You're not like depleting yourself.
Mhm.
You were basically given knowledge through thought, that instructions to that person. It's
Okay.
more of that than the energy, because if you
Right.
keep giving energy and the person keeps taking it, they'll get used to it, and
Yeah.
they'll always be asking. But
Right.
instead, you teach how to produce your own energy.
Right.
Mm.
Mhm.
So the same was help, you don't just support people, like throw money at them, right? But you also teach them how to do something that can help other people. This way they get this, they support, get it
That
themselves, right?
That's the message I've really been getting the last several months. It's like we all get to start. I felt like this quite a bit, but I just really feel like it's a universal message at this point of we all need to start being responsible for ourselves and stop giving our power away.
Mm-hmm.
Quit asking for help from other people that they're going to take care of it. Even asking God for help. It's like God's not out there somewhere. God's right in here. So learn
Yeah.
to learn to be good with going within and asking for guidance versus trying to get, especially, I mean, I just heard this last week or two all about the whole angel thing and how angels really aren't necessarily good. And I was like, ah, man, and channeling, I'm like, oh my gosh, my mind was blown this week. I'm like, I feel like I've been awake for a long time, but had a couple mind blowing conversations this week.
Right.
So,
Yeah. See,
but
it's
it's,
always leading to, it's like some people write to me and they say, well, it's not the right time right now, or yeah, I can't do it right now. Uh, and it's always the right time that presents itself to you. So you really shouldn't be worried about anything. Because sometimes you naturally have to take time away from what you're even doing to, because you are getting, they call it updates. I call it like a flow of knowledge. Like I have periods, and actually, I have friends who also telepaths on different channels, and they also take time. Sometimes they just block their schedule. They don't get any clients for 2 weeks because they feel like their soul is bombarding them with knowledge, and they're changing everything from their sleep schedule to everything else.
right.
And they need to take time for themselves. That
Yeah,
means you'll get yourself sick if you take too many people at the wrong time.
right.
I had to take time too after we moved here because turbulence and all this stuff and the other. But then I feel like the year of 24, I feel like a lot of green color, like leaves, trees, leaves, green, bright. And people say, oh, it's gonna be a horrible year. Yeah, there's also the bad stuff. There's a lot of, unfortunately, I keep saying that the United States of America having floods. I see floods 24, 24, 25 floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, ding, 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 nonstop with this part of the world.
Mhm.
And that's why, like my brother was asking, what is this war over? I want to leave the country. I can stay here forever, like he's stuck.
Uh-huh.
And I said, like, I really feel like it's going to be more focused on the natural disasters of where I am, unfortunately, than your thing is going to stop. I don't know how it's going to stop, but it's like a twist. See, I see a lot of flipping. Like the world flips, the Aquarian flips and opens up.
Hmm.
The sphere, the Vatican sphere inside the sphere pops out
That'll be
from the
good.
force of people because we're pushing it out.
Good.
A lot of people are starting to get disappointed in the government because you pick this president bad, you pick the other one even worse. Like they're both bad. Like why would you pick any of the bad choices?
Right.
And then you see the other candidates and they're horrible too. Like what's the point here? Well, the
Yeah.
point is take responsibility. As a matter of fact, I noticed the desire. I feel like a lot of people doing this. It's like the people who used to use other people. Sometimes like some clients come to me and say like I used to use a lot of people. I used to think of people, what can I get out of that person? But then I'm like something makes me push them away from me. So I actually don't follow my pattern? I said, yeah, because you want to remain alive. And if you continue your old patterns, you're not going to be here. You're going to leave. A lot of people living.
Yeah.
And my clients, it's just like nonstop. I just lost my father. My father's just like, left, passed, and my mother or this or sister passed, and so many people nonstop. It just started happening like from like summer to this time,
My
not
mom and dad
stop.
my mom and dad, my dad passed in July and my mom passed in October.
Yeah, yeah, it started summer. I'm telling you, all my best friends, they all lost somebody. All my clients from the, before, all writing to me, can you check and we do a consultation, check on my dad, my mom, but because they're done,
Yeah.
that's the truth. They've done everything they wanted in that particular reality. They gave birth to the new generation of souls to convert this reality. Because, if you get caught in prison and there's a lot of souls who are like you don't just go depressed and do nothing. You actually unite and you expand with knowledge. You start figuring stuff out and you burst, like open this prison doors at some point. That's what we're gonna do. And that's when I see the flipping.
Yeah.
But when
I
the
feel
flipping happens, the water's gonna come, floods, tornadoes, hurricanes.
mm, mm. Well, astrologically, all the astrologers, they're all saying that planets are aligned or whatever, they're doing all their thing, and confirms what you're saying too, is that, lots of
Mhm.
flooding and dramatic earth changes.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
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 North America, South America. Don't I mean? It's just like I have so many client, like actually a good friend in South America and Argentina too. Actually, another one in Argentina, but she lives in Canada. She's from Argentina, but I feel like there's something there's gonna happen because they have a lot of liquid golden knowledge. They have golden rivers. They're very like they're very sunny people. They're from South America. They come from the regional sun. It is just that's exactly why they made them the most matrix people who actually trust the government, who actually trust the system.
Yeah.
Because I have so many people who came to Chicago and I got to know them from Argentina. They're so bubbly, and I started researching why are so always in such a good mood, but yet they believe in everything the government tells you.
Can I ask you two questions?
Hmm.
I had a couple, but I was going to ask you about me being alone, but we already answered that one, so that's cool.
Hmm.
Um, but as it said, my parents passed away this year. Um, so I just wanted to check in. I don't feel like I was really nice to them this life.
They're kind of like in some sort of twirling whirl. Like first they showed me the heart, so they feel you. Second, they're like caught in some sort of like rotation thing, but it looks like a labyrinth. Like it has ins and outs because they didn't go to the light somehow. Because it's like your dad pulled. He
Are
got
they are they in the reincarnation cycle, the negative one?
they no, then some sort of like like a reality room with labyrinths in it. And they're like waiting for to be reincarnated type thing. But that did not get reincarnated yet. It wasn't like immediate. Some people get immediate
Uh-huh.
because I see them there and they're just they're making this chaotic movements like at a soul level, like this. And I see you coming. And I can't even say it's a room. It's just like a space, like somebody took a cloud and created labyrinths inside the cloud, inserted and put the souls in there, and I only see them, two of them. I don't see the other ones. Um, well, you just like sending them streams. It's like streams of light, purple, like water, like fluid with like streams of knowledge, but it looks like streams of electricity, you know, like
Mhm.
shooting through. And you're melting the labyrinth lines, you know,
Okay. Okay.
because it's kind of weird. The labyrinth is designed that way that they get separated in it. They
Huh.
couldn't be together because they flew together. They were flying. They were waiting one for each other. Like God got together, flying together, but got separated there, and you melted that. And they realized, told them that's the power. You can actually melt it with your mind, get out. The thing is, they didn't really know what to do after. They're just like totally clueless, you know.
Mhm.
And you say just you can go to a neutrality space and observe me, observe what's happening. It's interesting. You can watch the show. A lot of souls call it a show, like the ant show, you know.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of fireworks every time. It's wild. And that whole thing just it kind of closes like a shell, the space, and dissipates. It was created out of the energy. Once they left, it disappeared.
Okay.
So they were probably, I mean, we're not gonna investigate what beings were behind it, but the thing is, you told them to disconnect from physical and non-physical on this level. And it looks like they already disconnected because they were more focused on getting out of the labyrinth than connecting of checking on anybody here. No. Some people are strongly connected to objects and they always say, that grandma's ring or that cup or that chair don't get attached to anything here. Treat it as like, like using it for today and for tomorrow and for some
Right.
time. But yeah, they're gone. They're gone to some. I want to say like a milk zone. I don't know what this is. You're telling me it because you're saying it's funny. It looks like a fat-free milk because it's like bluish, whitish, sparkly space. Okay, and that's where they are.
Okay.
And that's the space where we all are. And it's like a blank canvas, but with our imagination, we start painting and we start tapping into some other creations and which sometimes give us a little bit of ideas here and there, and sometimes we unite and co-create with others. But we always start with this strong self-identity that I'm by myself. I'm a strong creator. I can create my own universe if I want to. I don't have to especially asking. It's like it's not even in our minds by any means. I don't know. There's no like when I get out of my body, I want nothing to do with anybody. Like I totally disconnect. It's weird. It's like you don't even care in a way about this life, your children. And once you're in your body, you care so much. But once you're out of your body, you don't care at all. You're just like, wow, I'm free. Yeah. Finally, no pain with anything, no problems with the stupid body that's, breakable and hurtable and all this. But yeah, that's what I feel. It feels lighter. And when I yawn, it's like you release them, like I feel that always. But they're a little different. They're more like air-like. The energy, you're more earth-like. Flavor, life. fragrance from flowers, all this, and
Mhm.
they're more like floaty air
Mhm.
balloons. I don't know, it's just kind of like that
Yeah,
feeling.
I mean, we never connected. We never It's weird.
Mm,
I had this connection with them that they were my parents. I didn't have a connection with them as people that I enjoyed being around, but when there was any kind of um, something where I felt like I needed to defend them because they were my parents, or they needed help because they were my parents, is when I
mm.
got involved. But just like human to human, I didn't have anything in common with them. And so that makes sense that I was earth and their air.
Yeah, because you basically, it's not like somebody captured you, created a book of life, description of your lives. No, you just popped out of one level into another and you landed whatever, according to whatever vibrational frequency these people were as your parents at that time when they conceived the baby. So you popped into that baby. They was, you kind of like two Wi-Fi's connected, yours and the
Mhm.
two people who created the baby. At that
Mhm.
point, they were happy. They were enjoying themselves, and so it wasn't out of, because you always feel when it just not the case with you. um when somebody is like forcefully creating a baby, it's just totally different. With you, it's just, no, you just popped in because it was according to your vibration. These people feed it you, but these people, that's how you call them. And to me, it's the same. I honestly don't even, I mean, I was I was like a child, and I used to tell my mother, "You're not my mother." So imagine, right? The age
Yeah.
of 5. I remember 5 exactly. It's like, no, my parents are on this bright star. That's where I am. What star is that? And she would tell me Northern Star, and I would say, no, 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 it's a different. It's not Northern Star. It's something else. And you kind of feel that too. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do. I do. Okay. Um,
Well,
do you connect with my, I call it my pure self. So it's like my higher self or whatever, but it's like whatever part of me, my true self, I'm just a small portion. The human of me is just a small slice of
hmm
me or whatever that is. I hope I can explain it. Do you connect into that? And can you get a message for something I need to hear or from that energy?
yeah. I mean, I totally see you. How you're just like sitting and looking at your lives. It's like an open space. I always compare it to computer screen, but just to let you know, it's just not AI technology by any means. It's our vision. At a soul, we expand, create a screen out of our energy, create lives, avatars in those lives, and we watch. And what I got, it's just very short message. Basically, you're at the right place to watch it and enjoy it. Watch it and enjoy it.
Okay.
So, but it's like end of cycle because I see, I see like a cliff over the ocean, and there's going to be an end of the cliff. And not only for you, for everybody else too. And you just want to see when there's this breaking point, when the two worlds split, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of people feel that way. So,
Yeah, I do feel like I wanted to be here for
you're curious.
everything.
Yeah,
Totally curious. Yeah, as you know, I think it's cool to be part of the ending of the old and the starting of the new.
right. And the turbulences are always that, but the turbulences are supposed to break the normal life of people who are on you're born preschool or, school, university, college, and work, and that they're supposed to break the cycles. The old cycles not gonna work anymore. Has to be alternatives done.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people doing it already. I mean, even all these laws and stuff that people like homeschool kids more, and people are staying at home more. On one hand, they want this other AI generated, like technology oriented world. People be stationary, kind of like
Mhm.
big bees in a hive. Stay
Mhm.
in your spot and do what you're supposed to do, assigned,
Mhm.
function like a bee. But then on the other side, you also stay at home, but you get to enjoy the nature every day and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Freedom. So it's like, and this goes duality. From whatever perspective you look at it, you should still see both because it's kind of interesting how
Mhm.
they're gonna develop and how we gonna develop. But it's not like people are gonna disappear from your, like people asked Dolores Cannon when she was alive, like, so that means my relatives gonna disappear? No, they're not gonna disappear. They might disconnect, they might start living away, or they might even live in the same house, but they're gonna be living different life. Like going to work all day long and you'll be like home and enjoying yourself, with
Right.
nature and going to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna
So
be I think it's here. I think the split is here.
yeah, for sure. I'm not, I don't, there's a question I have for myself because I see two things about financial system, what they're gonna do. I'm not sure which one exactly it's gonna turn out to be for us because I see what it's gonna be for them,
Mhm.
but they're gonna continue with money for a while. But for us, there's like this they're gonna create more hooks, more money hooks when they're gonna try to catch you on to giving you free money. But then they're gonna take your will. You agree to something by taking free money.
Mhm.
And that's why I would never like. Yeah, did you see commercials right now, right? Is it kind of like telling you something that the government is giving this and this out, the cards and activate. It's just it looks so kind of
Uh,
suspicious, everything.
yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
is like
I don't trust anything right now. It's like everything's upside down.
yeah, free cheese is only in the mouse trap. Like we say it a lot in Ukraine. It's like you can't get anything free. It's a trap.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one.